Okay. Hello. I got to turn off that YouTube. That is going to be really weird. How do I do this? Mute. All right. Got it. All right. I've not done this before, streaming straight to YouTube. Let me hit record here in Zoom. Hello and welcome. My name is Nicola Henderson, and we're here together tonight, for the Cancer new moon that's happening on June 28th, 29th, depending on your location in the world in 2022. This is, I wanted to time it on something interesting like this. I had an impetus to do one of these meditations that I do more live for people. I've done several of these just by myself, and they're always really fun. They're always a bit different. And I've done some with the people that I work with as well in my practice too. And they're really neat. They're really, it's really quite profound, if I do say so myself. So we're going to just take in these juices of the new moon energy that's coming. New moons, of course, are always great times to be, they're planting seeds of intention, right? When the moon is when the sky is the darkest, we plant our seeds, and then by the time the full moon rolls around, then we should have something starting to pop up that we can see. And this one is special because it's a Cancer new moon. The last full moon we had in Sagittarius was a big one, if you remember, a couple of weeks ago. And this is a micro. This one's quite small, so it must be further away. I'm not a moon expert, but it doesn't make it any less potent, right? I've been learning a little bit about the moon lately, actually, and sorry, excuse me here. Really affects our thoughts. You know, if we didn't have the moon, would our thoughts stick so much to us? If the moon causes so much influence on the earth, how does it also influence our thoughts? In human design, there is a fair bit to say about that, which is where I've been learning this. So a new moon is where the sun and the moon are together in the sky. So you have that interesting conjunction, whereas a full moon is where they are opposing, because it's the sun that illuminates the moon, and that's how we see it. Because the moon doesn't light itself, right? It doesn't give off any light like the sun. We've also got some other interesting energy. I mean, from having a quick look, what really stands out to me is, I mean, of course, the Pluto and Mars square in the sky. So Pluto, they're the two malefics, if you will. I don't like to think of anything bad. I have a ton of squares and oppositions in my chart, and, whatever, it's all good. I really think that, we're given this life, and we're given the challenges and all the things that we have, and we can make a choice. Sometimes it's conscious, sometimes it's not, to make the most out of it, to take the challenge. It's not always a bad thing to be quite stubborn and relentless. So we have the Great Malefic squaring off, which is a tense aspect. It's 90 degrees. So they're in conversation, but it's a turning point. So Pluto, the god of hell, and Mars, the god of war, are having a tense conversation in the sky as this new moon occurs. We also have Mercury and Venus having a good time in Gemini, which sort of lightens things up. It's almost like the twins in the corner, just like watching the show go down, like, ooh, what's going to happen? You know, like if you know Gemini energy, that's very Gemini. Don't get too bogged down in the seriousness of life. And then you've got this beautiful Cancer new moon happening at, I believe, 8 degrees of Cancer, right on the birthday of one of my clients, Lauren. Happy birthday, Lauren. It's going to affect you differently depending where this sits in your chart. For me, it's in my 8th house. I have a Cancer moon, but at 1 degree of Cancer, so kind of close, I suppose. And I actually noticed, I don't know if you can really see, but when I was getting ready just 15 minutes ago, I looked in the mirror and my pupils were massive. So obviously I'm preparing. I've known that I've been preparing for this for the last little bit. Sometimes we can overthink these things, and I just went, soul, are we good? Are we good to go? Yeah, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to plan it. I just gotta sit back and enjoy the ride myself. So that's the new moon. I mean, and Cancer is it's the mother. It's the mother, right? In case you don't know Cancer, I'm just gonna explain this a little bit. Cancer is very sensitive and loyal and caring and nurturing and defends who they love. We have a lot of cardinal energy in the sky right now as well. And cardinal energy is initiative. Like they start shit, right? We got all that, we got Capricorn, Aries, Cancer, all going off strongly. So, and that she sort of balances it out. You know, there's this terse conversation happening. Pluto's kind of like taking up the rear. And now Mars just wants to get shit done. There's some impatience going on, and Cancer is working the way the feminine works, which can be, what I'm feeling is, on the surface it may appear like not a lot is happening, but it is chaos in the back end. Lots of stuff going down. The universe is feminine, and it might look, when you look up in the sky, like it all just kind of stays the same all the time, but we know that's not true, don't we? So this meditation, I don't know how long it'll go for. I have a rough idea of where we're going to go with this. When I've done this with myself in the past, I felt very out of body. So of course, if you are not in a position where you can go there, just catch this later when you can lay back and really just take it all in and really go there, because I feel like I'm 10 feet tall when I do this. What else? Might run around 25 or 30 minutes is my guess at this point. And enjoy the ride. Let me just check my microphone here. Yep, good. Check this. Good. Lovely. All right. We're going under. I'm excited. This is the first time I'm doing a formally live meditation like this. All right. All right. I will just say, I have a dog, and well, dogs bark sometimes. he is sleeping, so let's hope he stays that way. So, starting by closing down your eyes, taking some nice, deep, audible breaths. Not forcing anything, just breathing naturally into your belly. Eyes closed softly. And just listen. Just listening to the frequency of my voice traveling into your eardrums, listening to any other sounds that may be sounding around you now. Wherever you find yourself sitting or lying, just noticing how that feels against your body. How the weight of your body feels pressed against whatever you're touching. And as we sit here and settle into this moment, I'd like you to imagine a spaceship. The spaceship is your mind. Our minds go so often, so much. Let's just settle that and watch it touch down on the ground around you. Take a deep breath. Enjoy that feeling of calmness as we bring our awareness back to ourselves. And noticing all of the jumpiness, all of the thoughts and feelings and impulses that may arise through our time together, settling like sand slowly drifting down to the seabed. And knowing now that this space being created is protected, safe, held, supercharged, imbued with extra light. Imagining now your team, your guidance team, all around you, holding hands, making a circle. And just looking now, this point of awareness behind the eyes, this infinite space that is anything and everything. How big does it feel now? How big do you feel? We all carry an energy field, and it's this energy field that we will be expanding out to the edges of the universe together now. Feeling down through the center of your body, a column of light from your crown to your root. Imagining now that this tethers you, connects you to our Mother Earth, the Great Mother. And to Father Sun. Up in the sky. The great central sun. I invite you to connect in as many ways as you wish now, not just up and down. Beautiful, winding, curling, weaving lines of plasma light. Perhaps they don't connect into anything, they simply continue on for infinity. But feeling this stabilization that it brings. And through this pillar of light between your crown and your root, imagine that light is running here, running through here, a bit like it would and does through the torus field around you. Now, to the heart. Take your mind's awareness and place it to your heart space now. Take note of how it feels. Is there a special frequency here? Does the smell come through? The sound? And breathing through your heart space now, like your heart had nostrils. And as your heart space, heart center expands, I invite you to allow some of that energy to feed through to the other chakras, up and down. This is simply to balance and to stabilize, to hold you through this as we expand our heart bigger and bigger. It's almost like you are taking a cosmic measuring cup and scooping out some of that gorgeous light from your heart center, doling it out between the centers, firing them up, the solar plexus, the sacral, the root, the throat, the third eye, the crown. Notice as you do this any changes in your body. Taking a deep breath. Let us explore for a moment the voices within, our parts and our aspects. The personality that you have in this incarnation. As you know yourself today, perhaps your teenage self, your child self, your future self. And as you tune into these parts, how do they each feel? What is the subtle difference to their vibration? Another part, perhaps. Let us think to our ancestors. What about all of the ancestors on our mother's side that were women? Can you feel the frequency of the women on the mother's side? And what about the women on your father's side? What is the frequency there? And what about the men on your mother's side? How do they feel? and the men on your father's side, going back hundreds of thousands of generations. And acknowledging them. How precise you are. And now, feeling into your body and the core of you. Can you feel the frequency of your soul? If you were able to, through your mind's eye, pull out the specific frequency of your soul so that you could experience it outside of you for a moment. How does that feel? What does it make you think of when you experience your soul in this way? Do you see colors? Is there a certain fragrance that you smell? Does it feel soft like silk or velvet? And if this soul, your soul's thousands of experiences and lives, perhaps more than thousands, what is the sense that you get of this? Do you feel a common thread, a golden thread linking through each life? And remembering this sensation now. And honoring yourself, honoring the gift of life. And so we have our worldly lineage. We have our soul's lineage. And not just this piece of our soul that we know as ourselves, all of the other pieces of the full soul having different experiences in tandem. Perhaps there is a common theme or thread that you're able to feel or parse out through that awareness as well. Now, before we move on and expand further, I invite you to Connect with your star family, your ancestors from the stars. They are here with us, always, helping and supporting you as you move through this wild life as a human being on planet Earth. And feeling the difference in the energy that they share, that they give. Feels different, doesn't it? To our earthly counterparts. Now, let us stretch to the corners of all that is. Now, this beautiful, powerful heart that you hold in the middle of your chest. Go there now, seeing the sacred flame gently blowing as you inhale and exhale. Noticing the light that exudes from this flame. Perhaps it's going out to the edges of your chest already. Wonderful. And now, let's take it out to the edge of the room that you find yourself in. You simply intend it, and it is so. And now expanding further to the building that you are in. Expanding out in all directions to your city block. Like a big heart bubble. And now to the edges of your suburb or town. This should feel natural and without effort. So just noticing what it feels like to spread your energy field out through all of the buildings and the trees and the roads and the people. There is not a square centimeter that you are not touching now. And now we go out further again. Let's go out to the city or the area, the extended area that you're in if you do not live in a city. For me, this is the Sunshine Coast. I am touching all of the Sunshine Coast now. And now we go to the edges of the state or province that we live in. Remembering to breathe. And next, our country. How neat to be holding the whole country in our energy field. And next, you probably guessed it, planet Earth. Allowing yourself to wrap around the entire planet. Country to country, to sea, to pole. You may feel that your frequency is merging with that of Earth's as you do this. That you're now vibrating at the same frequency as our Earth. Next, expanding out once more to encompass that of this Milky Way galaxy. Through our sun and moon and planets and asteroids and satellites, everything, stars. Feel the frequency of the Milky Way galaxy in your being. And now, intending to merge with, to connect with, to become one with all that is. To every corner of this universe and beyond. Breathing into this now, taking in the energy and the life. Noticing the frequency that you're exuding now through your being as you touch the corners of the force that runs through everything. Here, perhaps we see more tangibly how we are very much a part of the whole. Here, now, in this place, in this space, I invite you to go into the core center of awareness of your soul. And sense what is in your soul's heart. What does your soul intend for you? What does your soul see? And if your soul could love something the most, what might that be? The soul shares with few words or no words at all. Instead, through feeling. Notice the feelings and the sensations in your body now as you receive this information. What does your soul want? And when you acknowledge that, where do you feel that in your body? Remember this feeling. This is your key, your purpose, your mission. You are so very loved. We all have certain dreams and inclinations in our lives. And as you have seen now, through feeling the message from your soul, it's already inside of you. There is really nothing to do but to keep going and to live bravely and courageously and lovingly. It often takes courage to do the things we know we have to do. To move us along our path. We might ask, what are we so afraid of? What indeed? What indeed? I invite you now to start coming back into yourself slowly. I see it like this beautiful, multicolored, like a Technicolor raincoat or something, or stained glass appearance. How our energy has gone out to the edges of the universe. And slowly starting to bring this back in. Coming back in now to planet Earth. Coming back in further to the country that you're residing on. Coming back into your state or province. The town or city that you live in. To your suburb. To your house. To the room that you're sitting in. And settling wherever feels natural around your body now. Noticing how fluid the energy feels that moves from your heart now through stretching it out so far. Limber. And as we sit back in our homes, remembering what we felt when we were connected to all that is. The feeling, the sensation received through our souls, knowing. That is a precious gift. A precious gift indeed. And sitting here and just taking another moment to send thanks to our guidance team, our ancestors, our earthly ancestors, and our star family. Deep love for ourselves, for what we bring to this earth, for the journey that we find ourselves on, for the perseverance, for the never giving up, the continuing to move forward despite all of the challenges we've experienced in our lives. And may we choose, moving forward from this point, to know that everything is a blessing in this life, if we allow it to be so. Taking a nice deep breath or two or three. And just slowly starting to move your body wherever you feel called. Perhaps rolling your shoulders or your ankles. Your neck. And when you're feeling ready, you may open your eyes. Yes. I feel all fuzzy and bright. I would love to hear what came to you through this experience, if anything. If you feel called to share what you felt through your soul. If there's any new awareness that dropped in. I believe that we are all much stronger than we think. And the strength that we carry is perhaps not how we traditionally think of strength. It is true loving kindness for ourselves and our fellow man. The world around us, the animals, and the plant kingdom, and the spirits, the devas. It's really a spectacular place to be, remarkably beautiful, endless wisdom and opportunity available to us. There is truly nothing to fear. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed this. I might do it again. Have a absolutely wonderful morning, afternoon, or night, and we'll see you next time.